doing my content commitment. I'm promising content, so I need to deliver content. So, guys, hopefully you guys are doing good. We're going to be doing a teaching today on packaging your mind into profit. And so, if you're someone who is an expert, a leader, or a guru, and you desire to sell your knowledge, then this is definitely going to be the free training that you're going to want to watch and need. So, I'm just going to get Instagram up and running. And yeah. So, packing your mind into profit. And again, I just want to introduce myself. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are doing well on this Small Business Saturday. Okie dokie. Let me just pin this comment. Okay, cool beans. So, hello, guys. How are you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. I have had pretty productive Small Business Saturday, very productive actually, but I decided to come to the office and get some things done. I am releasing my new coaching programs. They unveil tomorrow, hopefully, or by Monday at the latest. And these are like really amazing coaching programs. But I wanted to take some time out to do some video content for you guys. And one of the questions I have been getting a lot is concerning coaching programs, online courses like Genesis, this is like your area of expertise. And so people are saying, hey, can you do some content around this? So today we're going to be talking about packing your mind into profit. Basically, how do we take this expertise that you have? And if you're someone who's always wanted to kind of basically do what I do, which is I sell my mind. That's what I sell. I sell my mind. That is how I built my business, is me selling my gifts and my skills. And so I do consulting and coaching where I walk people alongside of me, where I help them. That's the coaching side. And then I have the consulting side, which is where I'm hired professionally to assess problems, provide solutions, and so on and so forth. And then I have online courses, I have classes, live trainings. And so, this is like the world of knowledge. And so my expertise actually is helping people package that passion, package their knowledge, and put them into products and services that sell. And one of the things I want to talk about today is the method to your madness. And this is actually something that is probably a video that I'm going to star, because I really believe that every expert, whether you want to be an author, whether you want to be a speaker, whether you want to be a coach or a consultant, the best ones do what I'm about to teach you. Okay. So if you're someone who says, Genesis, I want to be a well-known speaker, I want to be an author, I want to be a coach, a consultant, and I don't want to be like everybody else, right? Because a lot of people sound just like everybody else. Coaches sound just like each other, consultants sound just like each other, gurus sound like each other. There really isn't a difference. And let me tell you what makes the difference. You guys ready? Is your method. Every great leader had a method or has a method to their madness, based on the way that they operate, the way that they do what they do. And it's that method that makes them, right? That's really what establishes this kind of cult following among leaders and gurus, right? It's because this person does something this way and you like the way that they do it. And so you subscribe to that to that method of madness, right? We could even compare this to PC versus Apple. Apple has a method to their madness, and guess who else has a method to their madness? PC. And so as an expert, or you could just even compare it, every great brand has a method to their madness, and you have fallen in love with their methodology. Same thing for faith-based religions, right? Whether you're a Christian or whether you are Islamic, whether you're Muslim, whether you're a Buddhist, there's a method that you have fallen in love with. What I love about being an expert, a consultant, a coach, or even an author, a speaker, is that the greatest people in these fields have a method. They have a way of thought, a school of thought that they have adopted and have branded as their own, and it is what makes them them. So I have 3 things we're going to talk about today on how to find the method to your madness. And I'm actually going to be packaging up a training going into 2020 just for coaches, consultants, authors, and speakers. For those who really want to begin to kind of have their own method, right? How do you build that method? Well, I'm going to give you the 3 keys to start that process, okay? Because what I truly believe is that no matter what kind of business that you have, if you're going to grow and scale it, you're going to become known. Let's just talk about, you're going to become known. And when you become known, people are going to ask you, how did you do that? How did you do this? How did you do that? And you need a way to package that method so that it's easy to understand. And number two, easy to follow. And number three, easy to invest in, right? So as a speaker, let's say you're speaking, and as a speaker, what's going to set you apart? The methods to your madness, the ways that you teach what you teach, the way that you speak what you speak. A lot of people call themselves speakers, but they don't have any special methods. So your content sounds just like someone else's content. And so the best speakers, authors, consultants, they have a method to their madness, okay? So we're going to talk about the 3 ways for you to establish your method. Tony Robbins is a great example of having a method to the madness. If you've ever been to the Tony Robbins site, and if you are a coach, consultant, speaker, I highly recommend you go to Tony Robbins' website. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. So when you go to his website, he has different ways that you can experience him. He has coaching programs, he has events that he hosts. And if you go to like his coaching section, you will notice that even in his coaching, he has these methods that he uses in his coaching program. And these methods are his methods. They don't belong to anyone else. They are not like he's, taking a curriculum from someone else and then using it, right? He is actually he took out the time. This is good. He took out the time to create his method. Now, this, of course, is a method that came from his mind. And so he's generating money from the methods that he's made, the methods that work, to produce leaders, to produce great people in life. So he does life coaching, business coaching. And so a lot of times what I have found in a lot of leaders and experts, and hello to everyone who's joining, is that we can teach, we can talk, we can speak, we can coach, we can consult, but you've never taken your mind and then said, well, what is my method? How do we even do this, right? Let me just give you an example. When I first started my coaching business, I could do coaching calls in my sleep, right? But at the end of the day, I didn't really have a method that was mine. So how could I really develop this Genesis Dorsey following of this is the way Gigi does it now? Of course, over time I have. And what I did was I developed a P3 system, right? Of people, platform, people, and product, right? Which is, it's kind of basic, but what I've done now is I'm evolving it even deeper to where I'm definitely defining my methods and my methodologies into a very defined method, right? That is owned by me. And this is when we get into copywriting curriculum and copywriting trademarking, titles of your methods that Tony Robbins has done and many other gurus have done, because it's your mind that you are monetizing and using to craft this method. And so we're about to jump into this, but I've had people say, well, Genesis, I've created courses, I've created curriculum, I've created programs. I hear you, but where are your methods? A method is different than a coaching program. A method is different than having modules. A method is your way that is unique to you as an expert of how you get someone from point A to point B. And it's owned by you. It's owned by you. So it's not like, oh, well, I help people transform this to be this or that. Well, that's great, but that's not a method. That is a goal, but it's not a method, okay? So let's get into the 3 ways that we're going to start to really dig deep on how do we create a method to our madness. Remember, a method is more than steps, because that may not be proprietary. I'm talking about how do we develop proprietary methods that you own and possess that you can then trademark, sell to the world as your genius, because that's my expertise. I am an expert at packaging geniuses' minds into products and services. That's what I do. So this is going to help you, I promise you, okay? So the first thing is you have to know the how. This is where a lot of people don't listen. Again, I'm an expert at helping leaders package their passion. So you can only imagine how many calls I've had with leaders. And I ask them, well, how'd you become successful? And they're like, now listen, I'm talking about people who have built huge empires. And I've asked them, so how'd you do it? Right. Well, the call's only 45 minutes. Okay. We got another session next week. So I need you to kind of, speed up a little bit and tell me, how'd you get there? They never really sat down to really think of how they got to where they are. And even if they told me, it's very generic, right? It's very like, well, I did this, and then I did this, and a little, I did a little bit of this, and I did a little bit of that. But I'm thinking, well, if we're gonna sell this as like a full-on like scalable business where we sell your mind, I'm gonna need this in a lot more detail than, oh, I did this and I did that and did this. A lot of people don't have a method to their success. And if you want to become someone who's well known as an author, a speaker, known around the world, start tracking your success. How did you get from point A to point B? If I want to teach people how to have healthy marriages, then I need to know, okay, how does it happen, first of all? What are the steps that create that? Now, a lot of us, we know that. We've done coaching, we have courses and programs we do steps, right? We know that. But that is the first thing. And in the how, so the first thing is the how. In the how, you need to know a few things. Number one, how did it happen? And the way to break that down is the what, the why, and the when. Okay, and hopefully you're taking notes. The what, the why, and the when. The what is what happened. What happened? The next one is why did it happen? And I'm going to tell you why the why is so important. Because I've listened to speakers speak on stages, and when they speak, there's nothing really unique about what they're talking about, because I never heard something that's unique to like their story, like, a strategy, that's the why. The why is, okay, we're doing this step because of this. This is what it will achieve. This is why it's beneficial. So you want to not just have a method, but the method should be strategic, right? Why? Why are we doing this? Why is that even important? Why is this program 3 months? Why? I mean, there's a lot of whys behind this. And then when? When is the strategy of timing to help someone, right? So for instance, I tell one of my methods that I talk about when it comes to developing products and services is I tell people to wait. If you can't wait for less than a year, you should not do a product. I know people that want to make a product every 30 days. So one of the methods I've taught on my YouTube channel is when you're working on a journal or a planner, give yourself at least 12 months. And there's a strategy behind that, which I've taught about Prayer Journal Bootcamp, of why we wait for 12 months. See, a lot of times people are not really experts because they don't know the why, they just know the what. And so it's easy to copy what. I can read a book by Grant Cardone on Sell and Be Sold and learn about sales, right? I can read this book on TED Talks by Chris Anderson, okay? I can read my own book. I can do Boss Builder. All right, okay, I can do my book, Boss Builder. You can even read one of my other books, which is the planner, the S word, and learn about sales, okay? And all you're going to get, now you're going to get the strategy and everything. But the thing about it is that, yes, I wrote those books. I wrote those 2 books, right? I wrote Faith in Glass Slippers for Women, okay? I have other books too. But, the thing about the genius of my mind is that I know the whys. And now in these books are the strategies. There are definitely strategies, but it's not everything. I can't package my whole mind in these books, right? But the point is that the greatness of an expert is in the why. It's not in the what, because the what can be duplicated and copied all day. It's the why that truly separates the fact from, oh no, that person's an expert, because they can give you the why. This is why I seldom am flabbergasted or shocked or like an overwhelmed of a lot of these gurus, because a lot of these gurus are no-rus. You know what a no-ru is? A no-ru is someone who claims to be a guru but knows nothing, okay? Because they don't know they can't tell you why. Why are we doing? Why is this the best move? And that's why when it comes to the win is strategic. Timing is everything in being an expert. As an expert, you should be able to tell somebody why is 12 months instead of 5 months. Why we're doing this instead of doing this, when we're going to do it, and why we're doing it at that time. And so that's a part of your method. That first step is the how. What, why, and when. That begins to really establish the first step to creating your method, to knowing what is if I said, what is Sheila Bryan's method to this, right? What is Leah Poetry's method to this, right? What is Danielle Hall's method to this? What is Nodia's method? Your expertise is built within method. I'm trying to tell you. And for those of you trying to become well-known consultants and charge $10,000, $20,000, $40,000, $50,000, you can get there if you have a method to your madness. Oh, yes, you can. Because your method produces greatness in someone else's company or someone else's life. As a speaker, you have a method. As a consultant, a coach, you have a method. It's the methods that make you an expert. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is your how. The how contains the what, the why, and the when. Okay? I should know that. Now let's first take a little detour. Let's take a detour. And let's talk about some of these words that I'm mentioning, because as someone who wants to package your mind into profit, and you want to become a coach, or you are a coach, consultant, author, speaker, and you really want to make money selling your mind. I'm trying to tell y'all, the greatest thrill in my life is the fact that I have made money, y'all, with my mind, like my mouth. I love talk, and I make money from me talking and me thinking. I mean, oh my God, and so it's so powerful that, do you know that your mind and your mouth, there's money. There's money here. First of all, there's money here. And then out of that comes your mouth. And there's money in that too, right? And so as you're building these companies and building these businesses, hey, Melissa, you're building an empire of wealth, okay? But it has to be packaged. Has to be packaged correctly. So the next step is looking at some words real quick. We'll look at some words. What is method? Okay, what is a method? A method is a procedure or process for attaining an object. Okay, a method is a procedure or process, and so you can say, well, Genesis, I'm gifted to help women to be set free from low self-esteem. Okay, and guess what I'm going to say? Okay, what's your method? If you can't answer that, you're watching the right video. Oh, yes, because I'm going to help you package that method, okay? So well, what's your method? Well, I help women to encourage themselves. Okay, but see, that's generic. That's not a method. That's just generic steps. What is your method that you could say, this is by Genesis Dorsey, this is by whatever your name is? What is your method? Oh, well, I encourage, I coach people to, to build amazing websites. Okay, what is your method? Your method. Not a method I can find online. What is your method to your madness, that if you're also amazing and an expert at web design, we can get you up on a stage and speak about web design, and you're going to speak on your method to your madness. See, great experts have methods. Okay, so you got to know your method. A method is a procedure or a process, has to have steps. Okay, but it's not just generic steps. It's steps that you have assigned to be key in someone achieving from point A to point B. You got it? So this is why you got to have a method. Now let's talk about another word that I teach on, curriculum. Because as a knowledge-based expert, a lot of times you're going to package your mind into curriculum, whether that's through an online course, whether that's through a workbook, right? Content of any kind. You're going to hopefully begin to develop curriculum. Now, what is curriculum? We know this word from school, from college, right? But if we took ourselves out of that sphere, at the nutshell, it is planned sequences of instruction. Sounds very similar to method, because curriculum includes methods, okay? And so curriculum is planned sequences of instruction, and it includes goals, okay, to achieve for that student, okay? So curriculum is planned sequences. So what is your planned sequence that has your name on? That is what? Building method. Last, strategy. We talk about strategy. People say, oh, I have strategy. Well, let's define it. Strategy is a plan of action desired to achieve a goal. But it's not just action. What else is it? It's a science, and it is an art. Now, I can preach that part right by itself, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm not going to do that to you. But what I am going to point out is the fact that strategy includes, it is a science and it is an art. If what you do is not a science and it is not an art, it's not strategic. It's not just action. A lot of people think that execution is strategy, but that's not what it is. And this is why many people fail in their businesses, because they think, oh, I'm executing, I'm knocking stuff out. But if there's not a science, what is it? What do you mean by when we say it's a science? In other words, the way that it is constructed, it includes levels that lock correctly. It's kind of the best way for me to describe it is when we think about science, it's so interlocked and it's like so many different layers that work together to create these equations and these values and proponents that make it what it is, right? There's a science to it. You can't just plug it in, right? So when we talk about packaging or knowledge, that's why we're talking about it being a science, right? It includes these methods and these values. And then within that, we also know that it is an art. So what does it mean by it being an art? So an art means that it's not just something you just throw on the wall, right? It's carefully designed, carefully laid, because there's a picture in what you see. Now, this is, again, I'm not trying to teach or preach, though, okay? But y'all, you listen. If this is not encouraged, you listen, okay? So there's an art to what you do. If you don't view what you do as an art, you're just working. You're you just working. It needs to be an art to you. You need to see the way. See, the thing I love about my job is that I know that in the field that I'm in, number one, it's not a lot of people in my field where literally, my whole business is dedicated to taking gurus and experts and leaders, and literally I can build their whole entire business from their mind. Right? They tell me what they do and I can build their whole entire business, right? So I know that my gifting is so unique that what I do is an art. Right? It literally is an art. The fact that my clients dump their minds into my lap and they tell me, okay, now build me a business. I have a client right now, a wonderful client, Erica, she's an in-person client. She's a part of the coaching program, the largest coaching program that we have, which is going to be renamed as the Boss Builder. The Builders coaching program. So she comes physically here into the office, and we do the conference room every week. And she dumped into me. Let me just follow where I'm going, because hopefully this will inspire some of you guys. So she dumped into my lap all of her dreams and her vision for what she wanted to build. She wanted to build this community that focused on a particular group of women and so forth. And so she just dumped in my lap. She had journals that she had written in for years, books and all sorts of stuff. Okay. And she's like, here it is. This is all things I've dreamed about, things I want to do. Now you build the framework, right? So guess what I did? We went through all of her ideas. She told me about things she had worked on, domains she had bought, all these different things. And then what I did was I took all of her ideas, right? And I built the framework for her business, which is all built on her basically selling her knowledge, right? So it's amazing because I really can't credit myself to have that. I really believe it's God, right? But it's just the fact of like, that's the art. The art is where I can look at something and then I can build something out, and it's strategic. It's not like we're just gonna throw something out. It's like I can map, okay, we're gonna do this in 2020, we're gonna do this in 2021. This is not gonna happen until 2022. This is not gonna happen until 2023. And I can tell you why it's not gonna happen until then, right? And then I was able to map it out to where now we built the framework, and now we're moving into the next month of coaching for her. And so this is why your mind is not just a mind. Your mind is strategic. Your mind is, you're an artist. Your mind is like painting onto the canvas. Your mind is a science. The way that you think is a science. It's not like you just think. You think in ways that are so powerful. And a lot of people, they have not stepped into this as like owning it. And because of this, they'll just be stuck. But it's my hope and my desire that as you watch this video, that you're not going to be that person. You're not going to be somebody that's just going to like let life just, go on by, and you have all these gifts and skills in your mind and your hands and your feet and your mouth, and you're just not going to package it. No, you need to package it. Okay. So this is why when we look at strategy, it's a science and it's an art. Not just that, but it's a plan and a method. Again, what? A method to your madness. So remember, the first key is you got to know the how. The first step to packing your mind, okay, packing your mind, is that you have to begin to, number one, have a understanding of the how. How? What does the how include? The what, the why, and the when. Okay, the what, the why, and the when. Okay, and then number two is the path. Okay, this is big. So one of the things that I work with my coaching clients to do is that we build what's called a customer path. And that's basically is you have to understand what happens from the time that a potential tribe member, because I focus on the 3 P's, which are platform, people, product. So we first build the platform, which is the framework. Then we get into the people, which is your tribe. And then we talk about products, because a lot of people do in reverse. You make all these products, you don't even have a platform, and you don't even have people. Why are we doing all this stuff? Right? So in packing your mind, remember talking about methods, having a method to your madness, you also have to have a path. So one of the reasons why, and I'm going to, I'm about to think a little deep, because this is how I think. So just come with me, okay? We're going to take a step back into our businesses. A lot of times when experts or leaders or gurus try to package their mind, the first thing they do is they try to throw together a product. Just throw together a quick product, something they can sell, right? And a lot of times, because they never take a step back from these quick products that they've made, right? They have never built a path for their tribe. And so what I mean by this is every expert or leader has a following, right? Or you're building a following. And as an expert, you profess to be able to teach people or do something for people. right? And so with that, there is a path for them to get from starting to whatever the ultimate goal is that you promised to deliver. And so a lot of times when we do these like quick programs and courses and classes and all that kind of stuff, it never actually created a path. It actually created a broken framework where there is no like clear, this is the first product that they're going to do. Then this is the second product they're going to do. This is the third product. This is the fourth product. And this is like our big kahuna product. A lot of times experts, when they package their mind, they're just making random products and services that don't even click together. And so the second thing you have to do to have a method to your madness is to have a fence for your madness, right? So like a lot of experts, oh, I can teach people this, and I can teach them this, and I can teach them that, and I can teach them that. And your mind is like going everywhere, like squirrels, right? But if there's no path, then your tribe will be just as scattered as your mind is. So like, let's say, oh, I'm an expert in fashion. So I want to teach people how to become lovers of fashion. Okay, great. So number one, what's the method? How are you going to do that, right? What's the how? What's the what, the why, and the when? Second thing is, what's the path? So what's the first thing you want to teach them? Okay, then after you teach them that, what's the second thing you want to teach them? But no, you didn't do that. What you said was, I'm going to teach them this, and then I'm going to teach them that, and I'm going to teach them this. And they're like all random topics and like things that don't click. And they actually may click, but you don't have them in a path or an order, right? You're just random things. So a lot of times what's happening is that when people interact with you as a tribe or as a tribe member or supporter of your brand, because your path is not clear, as an expert, you have not actually developed a method. You've just developed madness. You guys get what I'm trying to say? Hopefully you're following me. I know we're taking a little deeper, but I want you to get this. So a lot of times your business is actually not built to make $500,000 a year. It's not built for it because it's just random scattered courses and classes and products that are great, probably amazing by themselves, but the framework is non-existent. And so, we talk about, oh, I'm going to be like the next, guru out here, like with all these followers and all this stuff. Well, no, because your customers are like stuck over here, stuck over here, stuck over there. You have to become known. This is big. The next thing is, how do I become known? You become well known as an expert by having a method to your madness. If you want to become well known, get organized in your mind with having a method to your madness. Become known for your method. I'm trying to teach y'all, hopefully people are listening. You got to become known for your method. If you don't have a method, everybody has, I promise you this, every great brand has a method. How they do something. Popeye's Chicken had a method to their madness of their chicken sandwich. Chick-fil-A had a method to their madness for their chicken sandwich. Who else tried to do a chicken sandwich? I think KFC tried to do it. They have a method to their madness for their chicken sandwich, right? And you become known for that method. Got it? So the same thing is for coaches, consultants, speakers, teachers, gurus. Where's your method? With no method, your madness is just rampant. Got it? The last thing is the product. So the first is the how. Okay. The second thing is the path. We've talked about the path. It has to be organized. Actually, let me hop back to path. I want to define this. So with the path, right? The path is, again, understanding from the first time a potential tribe member, potential follower of yours gets latched to you, do you have a path for them to follow? This is some free 99 knowledge, is on your website, have a start page. Okay. Just have it say start here. Okay. What is wrong with my Facebook? Hold on, y'all. Facebook try to be stupid again. I'm gonna get this up because I do not want them to miss this. This is so good. This is so good. We're talking good right now. So I want to make sure that they get this. Okay. Oh, guys. Give me a second to make sure that I do not want them to miss this because we're talking good right now. I don't want anyone to miss this knowledge. Okay, it's free 99 knowledge. Okay, I don't want anyone to miss this. Okay, cool. She's recording. Okay, so like I said before, and this is part 2 now, okay, is that the great way to begin a customer path is you're gonna actually need two things. You're gonna need a website page, and you're gonna also need with your email marketing automation. Now, I'm gonna be teaching this deeper in a live training that I'm gonna be doing, and registration will open up tonight for it, on teaching people how to do exactly what I'm talking about. But with the customer path, having a start page. Now, with your start page, what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna walk people through your path. Right? So you can expect for people to know what to buy from you and know when to buy it. Right? I don't know why people think this is, but if you're selling like things, you can't expect a customer to do the work. It's your job to do the work. That's why when you go to a fast food restaurant, they have combo deals. Combo one, combo two, this is what comes with the combo. Okay, you're gonna get da-da-da-da. Okay, we have drinks. These are all the drinks. Okay, a lot of times as business owners, we expect for people to know and operate as if they know our business through and through. But they shouldn't. They're the customer. So as someone who's selling your knowledge, you should give people a path. So hello, tribe member. I'm giving you some free 99 knowledge. Hello, tribe member. So excited that you joined the tribe. Listen up. With this, I'm just making something up real quick. You may say, listen up, guys. We're so excited that you're in the tribe. We'll just make some up. We're so excited you're in the tribe. Okay. Here are the first steps for you to dive into, whatever. Like, for instance, we call ours Boss Builder Nation, right? That's the same in my tribe. So excited Boss Builder. Here are the first steps for you to become a boss builder, right? Step one, I know on our website says join the email list, because that's the first step. Because if you're not joining the email list, you're going to miss out on a lot of content. And also, too, I need your information because I need you as a lead. So join the email list. The second step may be, okay, we want you to buy the number one product in our store, on our platform. For us, it's Boss Builder, the workbook. Okay. Why did I create this product? Because I had a gap in my guru path. Right, I'm teaching people how to be boss builders, and okay, but where's the very first product to teach them how to be a boss builder? It's here, right? So this is a 30-day workbook that a lot of people have purchased, right? So this is the one that targets on being a boss builder, right? So this is what we purchased, what a lot of people purchase, and so this is what teaches them on the first steps. And so we talk about this purpose. So it's intentional. Okay, so this is to be the first major purchase that any tribe member is going to purchase. Now, why this? Because number one, it's low price. So it's not a, deep thought product to really think about. It's below $50. So it's a great first product, right? A lot of times people think that it has to be something super, super, super cheap. So you want to sell something for $5. No, respect your mind. Now, if it is only $5, awesome. Great. But, don't think that you have to be super, super low for someone to buy. No, you need to stand by your prices. And so this is the first product if they want to build their tribe. However, if they want to build their sales, this is the second product, which is the S word. This is the 52-week planner. And this is available in e-download or physical. And so when I'm creating products, I'm thinking about, okay, I got to have a customer path. I can't just create products. The products have to make sense, and they have to fit a customer path. And so again, this is why we go back into when I said the path. The path is basically when someone first becomes a part of your tribe, what's the first thing you're going to purchase? Okay, what's the second thing you're going to purchase? How do you build out that customer cycle? So for a lot of people, because you don't have a path, you don't even have you can't really read the data or really understand okay, how much money can I get out of one customer, right? Because, if you have scattered products, you really don't know. But with my path, I know. So, okay, we have Boss Builder. Okay, then we have this coaching program. We have like one-on-one coaching. We have, different things are set up strategically. And so you want to have that path that they follow through, if that makes sense, okay? And through this path, it's the way that you build up that customer cycle, especially for you to get definitely at least 3 products or services out of that one particular client, okay? So they're going to what? Buy the book, okay? Then what's going to happen next? They may do a coaching program, okay, or a one-on-one coaching session, which as of these next couple weeks, it's going to be done. And they may do what's next. Okay, what's next after that, right? So you have to have these programs or methods, really a path for them to walk through. Does that make sense to everybody? And again, today we're talking about packing your mind into profit. This is focused on those of you who are coaches, consultants, authors, speakers. You're building a knowledge-based business. Or you have one, and maybe it hasn't made sense, or it hasn't been working as effectively because you were not packing it correctly. No worries. That's why you're watching the video. Okay. Hopefully you're taking notes. The last one is product. This number 3 is product. So first is my method. Second is going to be the path. The third thing is the product. So see, all of the product is last. You don't create products unless there is that how answered, unless there is the path answered, then the product is created. But the method is created first. The method, the path, all of that's created first, then comes the product, right? So it's like, don't become that product. You guys know I talk about this all the time, being the product junkie. Product junkies are people who create things and there's no purpose or plan or strategy behind it. You just making stuff. You're just doing stuff just to do them. But what we do instead is we actually do what's the how, what's the path, then comes the product. Now your product, when it comes to packing your mind into profit, there is a video I did, but I'm going to quickly go over the 2 ways to package your mind into profit. And I'm going to teach on this slightly because I am going to be doing a training just for those who want to package their mind into profit. And that the registration for that will open up tonight. Okay. And this is going to really help those of you who want to do this in 2020. You actually want to build, maybe, for me, for instance, I was a service-based business. I had a design company for several years, and over time I became an expert and a consultant and a coach. And then what happened was I made GenesisDorsey.com, which then established a knowledge-based business. So you have your service-based side, which is important because that's going to bring in that $1,000 per client, right? And then you have your coaching and consulting that is a range. It can bring in thousands, but it also can bring your books, your workbooks, online courses. And so with this kind of 2-part business setup that I did, what happened for me was that I had to start realizing I had a knowledge-based business and not just like, I'm just selling stuff. And so that's why this training that I'm going to talk about a little bit later at the end of this video is going to help a lot of you who want to have a knowledge-based business, because for product, you actually have 2 sides to it. As a knowledge-based expert, speaker, author, nonfiction author, consultant, coach, all that. Those 2 sides are broken into active income and passive income, okay? Active income is income where you're selling your mind, but you have to be physically present in order to sell it. Then you have your passive income where you're selling your mind, but you make it once and it's just ongoing sales. So an example of active income for me is coaching or consulting. I have to be physically present, and I may not be physically present like in person, but I have to be physically present on a Zoom call, on the phone. I have to be present, okay? I have to be there at that time, okay? Then you have the passive income. Passive income are things like books. I wrote Boss Builder once. I've been selling it since 2017. I wrote the S Word once. I've been selling this since, look at the copyright page, that's important. So I can know. 2018. Okay. Now, my other 2 books aren't here. Faith and Glass Slippers. Okay. I've been selling this since 2016. Okay. Now listen, I wrote this once. This actually is my #1 faith-based book outside of Let It Lead, which is my newest one. So I don't have Let It Lead with me. But this I wrote earlier than, I think I wrote this in 2013, but it was published in this format in 2016. Now listen, it's been 9 years. Sorry, it's been 3 years. Oh my God, 2019. So it's been 3 years. Okay, I wrote the book once. It's now selling ongoing, right? Don't have to rewrite. Every single time you purchase a book, I don't have to rewrite this book all over again, right? Made it once, sell it. This is passive. S Word, wrote it once, sell it. Passive. Boss Builder, wrote it once, sell it. Let It Lead, wrote it once, sell it. Okay. Run Devotional, wrote it once, sell it. I have workbooks. I wrote some books and some workbooks. I have another book coming out soon. So those are passive products. Okay. Digital downloads. I have audio downloads. I have PDF downloads, courses, right? So let's kind of develop this. So we have active and then we have passive, right? Now, again, I'm going to break this down further when we get into this training I'm going to do, so you can actually see and flesh out what my mind can monetize, okay? But you have the active and passive, you got courses, you got all these kind of things, which again, we will define more in the training. But the point is that your mind can be broken into active or passive income. You just have to think about, what is my method, Okay, so let's do a recap. We're done. Let's do a recap of everything that we've learned in this video. If you're watching Facebook, there's a part 1 and part 2 because the video cut off. You could always hop over to my YouTube channel, Genesis Dorsey. Just Google it or YouTube it. Type Genesis Dorsey into YouTube and the full video will come up because I'm recording on YouTube. So what we talked about today was the method to your madness. How do you package your mind into profit, right? Again, why do I have the expertise to speak on this? Because I am an expert. My expertise is literally packaging my clients' passions. I work with leaders, gurus, and experts. I take their brains and all this knowledge and expertise that they've had for years, and I create a business from it. Okay, so I know how to say, okay, you've had 20 years working in HR. Okay, you now want to teach the world about HR. You want to teach other people in HR how to become better at their jobs. Great. Let's package this into active and income sources. Let's look at consulting and coaching. Let's look at, online courses and memberships and, other types of products. So that's my expertise. That's what I do. So because of this, I have the valid authority to teach you on this. And so what we talked about today was, again, how to package your mind into profit. And we talked about 3 ways, the 3 starting ways to do this. And really what we framed it into was the fact that you have to have a method. The greatest experts have methods. There's a way that they do what they do. And you can have 5 people in the room and they all do the same thing. But the person who has the method is the person that people will follow because it's a train of thought, a school of thought, if that makes sense, right? And so we define what is method. A method is a procedure. It's a process for attaining an object, okay, basically to get to a certain point. We talked about curriculum. Curriculum is planned sequences of some kind of instruction, okay? It's basically, and it also includes goals to achieve the desired outcome. Then we talked about strategy. Strategy is the plan of action desired to achieve the goal. But it's not just that. It's not just activity. Strategy is also science. It's a science and it's an art. There's a way that you do what you do that makes it unique to who you are. Versus the other 2, they just coach. They have method. They have curriculum that they follow. But it's not theirs. It's not like something they've made. You want to make your method. Okay. And so we talked about the 3 ways to do this. The 3 ways start with you have to know the how. How am I going to get them from point A to point B? How did I get from point A to point B? Right? And then the how, we broke it up into 3 words: the what, the why, and the when. Okay. What do I want them to learn? Why do they need to learn this? And when do they need to learn this? We can also flip it around. What did I achieve? Why did I achieve it? Or why did I do these steps? And then when did I do these steps? Because maybe I want to teach people how to do what I've done, right? So if I want to teach you how to do what I've done, I have to know, what did I do? How did I do it? Why did I do it? And then when did I do it, right? There are steps, and those steps are part of your method. Got it? And then the next one, so that's number 1, the how. Number 2 is the path. The path. The path is, once I've developed a method, I then have to put that within the business, okay? And the way that it goes into the business is through a customer path. Because if you want to teach people how to achieve certain goals or whatever it may be, you don't just teach them everything at the first step. Right? If I'm let's say I just became one of your followers, right? What's the first product or service I can purchase that will take me the first step into learning what it is that you teach me, right? What's the first step? For me, it was Boss Plus, right? We talked about this. This is my one-on-one product. This is the first step that they took, right? So if you're an expert at hair care and you don't have a one-on-one product on hair or whatever it is that you desire to teach people, your customer path is off. Okay, you gotta have the right customer path. Okay, once they achieve this, what's next? Okay, when they achieve the next step, what's next after that? What's next after this? What's next after that? Right? So there has to be a path. Has to be a path, right? The last one is product. So once we look at the path, then we have to create the products, right? So I knew I had to create something on the path. This became the product, the step 3. So this is what became the product. So this is the book, right? So we have 3 workbooks I've done, several books, and then we create the coaching programs, right? So when we talk about creating that 6-figure business, the way that I did it was I built a design firm. After that, I sold that. Then what I did was I decided to coach people. And so I started coaching graphic designers, web developers, right? When that got done, I decided to form that into programs, right? So a lot of people, like when you talk about selling your knowledge or packing your knowledge, it has to be within actual products and services, but those services have to have strategies. So they first started with the book. After they read the book, then they got their feet wet into trainings. After trainings, people invest into programs. After programs, then I started doing VIP coaching, where I began to travel to my clients in different parts of the nation to then do like one-on-ones. Then, as some of you guys know, I joined a startup in New York, right, where I started doing consulting with mega churches to help them build out their e-congregations, their, online pastors, right? So, but there were steps. And so then I added that further consulting side where I was packaging it, and there was a method. And so when I started to work with churches, I had to have a method. They're not going to just say, okay, great, teach us. Well, what's the method that makes them want to hire me over someone else? There has to be a method, okay? And that method is really what makes you a genius. That's really what makes you a genius. It's not the what, right? Because you can have 50 people who know the same thing, but the person that knows the what, the why, the when, the strategic part of it, that's what makes you a genius, right? It's taking knowledge and then having the wisdom and the discernment to know where to insert it and why to insert it and how to insert it, right? So hopefully you guys have learned some things. I know that YouTube, we just hit 6,000 subscribers, so I'm really excited about that. So we'll be doing a giveaway. And then I did get some questions regarding 2020 masterminds. Last year we did them in Atlanta and Philadelphia. And you guys know Amanda, she scheduled all those. So I'm trying to just figure out if I'm going to be doing them. I've been getting emails. As some of you guys know, I'm a part of the family business. So my parents own schools. And so I need to focus on that because we're coming towards the end of the first, end of the winter. So we're about to hit, the kids right now are on Thanksgiving break. We're about to hit parent-teacher conferences, things like that. So I need to be more present at the school. Right now I'm here at this dedicated desk I have here in downtown Wilmington that's focused on my other business. But yeah, I need to give my mother's like, you're not at the school. You have your own office at the school and you now are in Wilmington at some desk and you have it. So, so guys, I've been like, so I got to give some attention back to the family business. But I just wish you guys the best. I really do. I hope you guys have a productive end of 2019. But again, what's going to happen is that we have 2 offerings. So I just want to end this out. Hopefully you guys learned something from this training, first of all. Second of all, I talked about this. Someone gave a gift to me today, and so they sowed a huge seed. And because of that seed, it has the ability now for you guys to get discounts off of coaching, right? So if you're part of my email list, Boss Builder Nation, then you'll know that I send an email list out to my email tribe. So you guys have a special link to get that discount off of coaching. So if you want to do a one-on-one with me, I only have a few slots because I don't really have a lot of time. But the time that I try to make space for you guys to, show up, because I wish when I was in my position, which came back from Spelman at 19, joined the family business at 19, I'm 27 now. And I wish that there were a lot of things someone would have told me that would have saved me a lot of time in building my companies, selling my companies, and helping the family business. But there weren't people who were willing to give knowledge like that. And so that's why I try to show up, make time for you guys. Come on a Saturday when I could be home with my family. Come on a Saturday to do a live, right? But if you want to spend some time with me, we're doing 45-minute coaching calls. I'm giving out 20 calls. That's it. If you want to get on the phone, you want me to look through your business, browse through it, help you build out a framework. I'm giving you guys 45 minutes of my time. And someone decided to be even more helpful by sewing in $1,000 gifts into my business. And so I took the $1,000 and instead of me just putting it into the business, I was like, you know what? I'm going to apply it to a discount. So what I did was I took 20 calls, those 20 slots, and I applied a $100 gift to each one. And it actually ended up being a lot more than, the fee base 50% off, but you're going to get your call for $100. If you want that link, the link is in my bio on Instagram. The link is in the YouTube description, and at the Facebook, the link is right in the description box. The slots have already begun selling, I'm sure you can tell, and they probably be sold up by tonight, if not in a couple hours. And so if you want one of those slots, definitely click the link and purchase. You can purchase as many as you want, but once those 20 are gone, 20 people, they're gone. And then last but not least, tonight, if you're not on the email list, you need to be on the email list. You can go to genesisdorsey.com, GenesisDorsey, genesisdorsey.com. And right there on the homepage, there's Join Boss Builder Nation. So you can join that, join the email list. You can get a part of that automation funnel, start getting that great content. And when you join the email list tonight, I'm going to send out a link. For those of you who are coaches, consultants, experts, gurus, hopefully you're not a no-ru. A no-ru is a guru that knows nothing, so hopefully that's not you. So you actually have some knowledge under your belt and you can teach people something. I'm going to be sending out a link to a special training that I'm doing in December. It will be recorded, so if you can't make the date or the time, you can get access to the recording. And so when you purchase a seat, you will get access, so just in case you can't make the live. And this will be a training just for those of you who want to learn how to package your mind into a method. And so I'm actually giving you one of my methods for you to create your method, okay? And so you're going to get it. It's going to be actually a downloadable workbook. And if you're a part of my prayer journal bootcamp, you know how my workbooks are. They're in-depth and it's a lot. You get a lot for your money. And so this is going to be a workbook for you to learn how to develop the method to your madness that you can package and then sell to others. So you can take one of your methods or one of the things that you want to teach and package it correctly. And so you want to go on the email list for that so that you can get the link. And then I'm going to give out the link to the public, okay, probably on Monday I'll do it, okay? So guys, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to head home, get out of Wilmington, and head back to my city, and I will see you guys later. So bye to Facebook first. Be sure to click the link, guys, for your session, or be sure to join the email list at genesisdorsey.com. So I'll see you guys later. And then to Instagram, I'll see you guys later. Click the link in the bio. And then to YouTube, I decided to save you guys last. So we're doing a giveaway on the YouTube channel since we're at I need to check. I think we're at like 6,040 people. We're way past 6,000. So I'm really excited. We're averaging about 250 to 300 subscribers a month. So my whole goal was to like actually start to produce some content because I've only been doing live streams and they have not been consistent, but I'm really grateful for the fact that we've been able to hit past 6,000 subscribers in this time, and me honestly being lazy, I'm like super grateful. So I'm gonna be working on some like quality content, some videography, kind of like real stuff. So expect a giveaway. Okay, so guys, expect a giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to give away yet. I may give away a book probably or something like that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do something. So stay tuned for that, guys. See you guys later. Be sure to book your session or join the email list by going to genesisdorsey.com. Bye, guys. See you later.